guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jackie. I hope you stick around and that if you clicked on this video because you have the same eyeliner struggle that so many of us with downturned eyes and hooded lids do, then my hope after this tutorial is that you are able to accomplish a fierce wing despite people telling you that you couldn't or you feeling like it just wasn't possible. That is one of the things that I've heard most from people about doing wing liner with downturned eyes and or hooded lids, is that it's just not possible. I can't make it happen with my eye shape. So I'm just gonna have to let it go completely. And I honestly used to feel the same way about wing liner because it's just really hard to do on hooded lids, and then you add in downturned eyes and it just seems impossible. But I was determined. I wanted to be able to have like a fierce wing. So I just looked at tons of different tutorials on YouTube, and a lot of them were helpful in some ways, but still the struggle to make it look good and not droopy and contorted was just nearly impossible for me. And so a technique that I kind of came up with the help of tips and tricks from other people as well. I actually posted a video of this technique about a year ago, right when I started YouTube, and a lot of people found it super helpful, and so I was so thankful for that because I just love knowing that people feel like they can do makeup the way that they want to do it and that it's not impossible for them. Like, the whole purpose of me doing videos like this is to hopefully help you guys be able to accomplish these looks because I know how fun it is when you finally get it. Anyway, the wing liner tutorial, I'll link that up here somewhere, that I did about a year ago, was just to do like a typical wing liner on downturned eyes and hooded lids. But today I wanted to do a tutorial. Well, this is kind of an updated tutorial, but it's also how to do a fierce, dramatic wing liner for downturned eyes and hooded lids. So that's even more intimidating for those of you that have a similar eye shape to me, because you are having to cover more surface area on this very difficult region of the eye out here that's not cooperative. There's not a specific eyeliner that I'll tell you in this video that you have to use to achieve the wing liner that I do, but it's really about what's most comfortable for you. For me, that is this NYX Epic Ink liner. I use this all the time. Those of you that watch my videos probably see me use this all the time. I used to love to use like an LA Colors or a NYX or even the NYC liquid liner, but I've upgraded. I say upgraded because this is even easier for me, to this NYX Epic Ink liner. The reason why I love it is because it's waterproof, which is amazing, but it's also got this really fine felt tip to it, and then it's a little bit more stiff. It's less flexible than these. Here, I'll show you guys. This is the LA Colors one. This is also really great because it's a fine tip. I used to use this one all the time as well. It's a little bit more flexible, which for some people is a lot more comfortable. I tend to like something a little bit more stiff. I just feel like I have more control that way. When it's more flexible, I feel like it's easier for me to make mistakes. I just wanted to first also explain my eye shape to you guys. I have hooded lids. If you don't know what hooded lids are, it's when the skin up here below your eyebrow kind of folds over your lid, so it covers a lot of the surface of your eyelid, and that can be really tricky when doing wing liner. And also I have downturned eyes, so my eyes slant downward on the outer corner like this. Now the combination of the two is tricky with wing liner for multiple reasons, because my crease here turns down almost all the way to the outer corner of my eye. It kind of stops the same spot as the outer corner of my eye. A lot of people's crease will actually stop a little bit short of the outer corner, but mine goes all the way down here. So I have to draw over that crease. A lot of people with my eye shape have tried to kind of divert that crease and go under it, but the problem with that, especially if you have downturned eyes, is that it just makes your eyes look even more downturned or even more droopy. So that just never worked for me, because the whole purpose of doing wing liner for me is to make my eyes look more lifted. I think that's the purpose for all of us. We don't want our eyes to look more droopy when we do wing liner. Instead of just doing like this straight line and then connecting it back like most people do with wing liner, I do the straight line here on the outer corner, but when I come back, I have to cross over that fold. And I can't close my eye, because what happens if I close my eye, that fold disappears pretty much. So if I were to do a straight line and then open my eye, I'm gonna have this like droopy wing, and it's going to look awful. And I think that is what most people who have my eye shape complain about. Well, if I draw my wing in, it looks terrible. It does not look the way it's supposed to. I'm gonna grab my NYX liner, and I always like to start on the outer corner of the eye first. So what I do is I use my lower lash line as a guide for where to start when I'm applying my wing liner. I'm gonna scoot my mirror a little closer here. Here's my lower lash line, and I'm just gonna pretend like my lash line is extending up. That's just where my guide's gonna be. The first step is pretty easy. You start on the outer corner of the eye. I have to kind of look down at my mirror. I'll try to keep looking up so you guys can see what I'm doing. It's easier to use your finger to kind of rest on your face when you're doing this so that you're not as shaky. And again, I'm gonna start on the outer corner, trying not to talk while I'm doing this because it's really difficult, and extending that up. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit higher than normal just because this is gonna be a dramatic wing liner. So I'll stop there for now. Now the next step that I like to do is I come to the inner corner of the eye, and I'm gonna go ahead and draw just a straight line just to meet the outer corner here, just so I have a nice fine line. The reason why I like to do that is because one of the mistakes that I commonly make when trying to come back down and bring the wing liner in is I make it too thick on the lid. And when you have hooded lids, if you make it too thick here, it's gonna make it look like your lid is even more hooded. You're gonna be covering way too much of the little surface area of lid that you have. So my suggestion is to do a really thin line of wing liner and then build it up right, maybe like 2/3 of the way towards your outer corner of your eye. So I like to kind of start where my lashes begin, very, very thinly. Another suggestion when you're doing this is to rest your elbows on a table in front of you. That's going to help you balance yourself. And then I like to stay really, really, really close to my lash line. Like that. And then I'll bring it all the way out where I started my wing. Just like that. When I'm coming back down with the wing, I want to try to aim for connecting it to the liner here on my lid, right on the outer part of my iris. So this is the tricky part right here. When you have hooded lids and downturned eyes, and because the crease extends down, you can't just open up your eye like this and draw a line over, because like I said, when you open your eyes, you're going to have a really droopy, contorted wing. So what you want to do is you want to keep your eyes relaxed like this. I don't want to lift up my eyebrows. I want to keep them relaxed so I can see where my crease is, where it's going to be when I have my eyes open. And then I'm going to take my line and I'm going to draw straight over that crease. So I'm going to do that really fast first to show you guys what I mean. I'm gonna have to kind of lean forward a little bit to do this so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm keeping my eye relaxed, and so you just draw straight over the fold. So I'm looking at you with my eye relaxed, and you can see, oh, there's a wing. The crazy part is if I lift my eyebrow, you can see how it kind of looks like a bat wing or a airplane wing or something. That's what it's supposed to look like when the eyebrows are lifted. So now I'm gonna actually connect that little gap. Just like that. And then I'm gonna keep my eyebrow raised, and I'm gonna go ahead and color in the wing here. And this is also the point where I'll come back into the outer corner of my eye here, and I'll sharpen up the wing. When I'm looking at it straight on, it looks pretty good for the most part. I'll usually come in and maybe fill it in a little bit more I'll add a little bit more thickness like that, just to help that look a little bit more gradual. There you go. Now I'm looking at you straight on, and it's a fierce swing. It's nice and thick. Hope you guys can see that well. And when I'm looking at you, it's not droopy because I drew over the folds instead of lifting the brow and trying to draw it in the normal way. So like I said, when I lift my brows up, it's going to be contorted or look weird. But then when I look straight on to you, it cancels out and the line on my lid and the wing connect and it looks straight. So it's hard to explain, but I hope that that makes sense. I'll go ahead and do my other eye too, just so that I can kind of show you this twice. Again, I'm going to use the outer corner of my eye as a gauge, working towards my temple here. I think one of the hardest struggles is getting the wings even, right? And then I'm going to come into the inner corner here. Okay, and then again, I'm going to keep my eye relaxed. Then I'm going to draw over the folds. And then again, open the eye, connect, and fill in the wing. I'm just coming in and adding a tiny bit of thickness. In my opinion, it's always easier to build instead of trying to do it super thick and then messing up and making it thicker and thicker and thicker, then it's just a big crazy mess. So for me, this is the easiest way to make it look good. Now, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys a mess up here. So I made this wing out here way too long. I also messed up on the end of it, which is really good because then I get to show you guys how I fix it. So first I'm going to let this wing dry. While it's drying, I'm just going to take a little bit of concealer. I'm using my LA Girl Pro Conceal. And then you just want to use a little concealer brush. I like to use a really, really small one because it's just easier to be more precise when I'm cleaning up that wing. And then I come in and I just draw on the under part of the wing and clean up where it needs to be cleaned up, where I want it to curve up more. It's like you're using concealer for whiteout. That's how I think of it. Whiteout for the face. Like that. So see, it looks a lot more even to this one now. And you see, like, using a really fine tipped concealer brush, really small one, just makes it so much easier to clean up. And that is it. So hopefully you can see as I'm looking straight on right now, my eyes are completely relaxed. It's a nice fierce wing. It doesn't look super contorted or anything, but when I open my eyes like this, you can see how it's drawn in to really cancel out when the eyes are open and relaxed and you're looking straight on. I'm gonna go ahead and put my lashes on and I'll be right back. Alright guys, this is what it looks like once the lashes are on. The liner look is complete. I really quickly wanted to mention, since using this NYX Epic Ink Liner, because it's waterproof, I haven't had any issues with the liner smudging or anything like that. But when I used to use liquid liner to do my wing, like this LA Color eyeliner for instance, I used to just set the liner. I would take I would take a liner brush like this and I would just dab it in some matte black eyeshadow, and I would set the entire wing liner so that it wouldn't transfer, and that helps. So if you don't have any waterproof liner, I would definitely suggest doing that to help keep it from transferring. I also wanted to mention that I have a false lash application video for downturned eyes and hooded lids as well, and I will also have that up here. Hopefully I'll have these linked up here. If I do not have them linked up on the screen for some reason, I will definitely have all of those videos listed below in the description box. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I know that it's really hard for me to explain it in a way that makes complete sense, but I hope that I did a good enough job to where you guys feel like you can give this a try and that it will help you be able to achieve a fierce wing liner. If you have any questions about this or anything else, please leave them below and I will do my best to answer all of your questions. If you like this video, if you found it informative and helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave. Love you guys, and I will see you in my next one.